is dangerous.
It sounds like the
and
internet
that
is full
clown
break or something,
Obama, wait a minute, let me go back when he was running for a primary in 2007 and 8. There was a Father's Day convention in Chicago. Jesse Jackson was there, and his microphone was open, and he got in some heat because he said he needs his balls cut off, referring to Barry. And what the deal was about was Barry was up in there talking about black men, my black brothers, we are the worst in the country when it comes to paying child support. We need to do better. And that's a damn lie, because for the last 30 years, the demographic that pays its child support most regularly is the black man in America. We are head and shoulders above every other ethnic group in this country in paying it. But this bastard got on there with his jackass, fake self, and he's sitting up there bad-mouthing his people, just like he is now. And what makes me angriest about this crap about black men voted the way they did because of rap artists and hip-hop is that's just a continuation of that old-time racism black folk used to hear so much of we didn't have sense enough to come up and get angry at something. It took an outside agitator to come in and agitate these otherwise peaceful Negroes so they got up and did something, because they don't have a sense enough. They don't have enough sense to do it on their own. That's what he was saying. It's that old-time racist bullshit about black folk not having any good sense. Somebody has to show them the way. And in this case, brother, being an outside agitator, that damn fool, historically ignorant about this country, says it's rap artists. Hell, most of the black men that didn't vote the way he thought we should never heard of a damn rap artist except hearing it from their kids. We don't listen to hip-hop.
And Judge, truth be told, the Democrats use more rap artists than Republicans. Down and keep black out of his mouth. That's right.
I hope you're enjoying this big exclusive via the Judge Joe Brown Show. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Now, back to the show.
This show is sponsored by myoliveleaf.biz, myoliveleaf.biz, and the Hurricane Report, merchandise, and more.
Due to some violent content, parental discretion is advised.
Hey.
Brother Bernard.
How are you?
How you doing?
How you doing, sir? Let me bring this point up, Valerie, because it's actually very important, and I was talking to the judge about this. The most concerning thing that Obama is saying, he's telling somebody to concede when this thing could actually go to the Supreme Court because they can't certify anything really without, the electors. I mean, a lot of these states are not even going to certify, and they're talking about taking this to the 12th Amendment, but the real problem is that Obama came out the other day and said that the internet is the greatest threat to democracy, and basically telling Twitter, Facebook, keep doing what you're doing, blocking people out. If you say something about the election, you might get blocked. If you say something about him or Biden, anything in a negative way, you might get blocked for it. So what I'm saying, he said the internet is the greatest threat to democracy. You have people in the country believing the Democratic Party is a pedophile ring, and I was going to neighborhoods in Philadelphia and people were asking me about QAnon conspiracy theories and stuff like that. So what you got a former president of the United States is basically doing, saying that a content creator, somebody like me, you, Judge, or anybody else on this phone that has an alternative view should not get their point out. If anybody's noticed over the last 2 weeks, YouTube last week was shut down for like 30 minutes, and then the internet had a glitch, and this was worldwide. YouTube had a worldwide shutdown for 30 minutes. So it's algorithms and computer. If you say anything on Twitter about the election or anything that's not with their point of view, it kicks you out, and they'll actually send you a thing and say this goes against our community stance of hate speech. I mean, I don't get out of Facebook jail till damn Sunday. I've been in Facebook jail for the last 30 days. So I mean, it's basically like you can't say anything. They won't even report that the U.S. had a raid in Germany of election fraud in Germany. If you post it on there, they'll block you. So when do the totalitarianism of the internet stop? Because this mighty peculiar, well, not peculiar, You had a president who used the internet to his advantage, but he don't want you to use the internet to yours. So that's a big problem.
Well, let me say this. That Obama-tang jackass is talking the same kind of Nazi propaganda that was preeminent in the 1920s, and as a president, he ought to know better. His thing is to make everything nicer for those who are offended by any kind of controversy. We have to clean up what is, in the operative word, allowed on the net. So we have to have people who censor what is allowed on the net so we don't get any misinformation on the net, so that people don't feel uncomfortable using the net. So he who gets to control what is put out sounds like these fiend Nazis trying to deal with some crazy something in the German psyche 100 years ago to say, we need to protect you guys, so put us in so we can edit, censor, etc., what you get to hear. And all you get is what we approve of, in other words, our propaganda. That's poisonous. And 53 years ago, I had a Soviet professor who was a visiting professor at UCLA. I used to be one of her teaching assistants. She told me, she said, your country is in grave danger of becoming fascist or Nazi-like, because people who mean well in their enthusiasm will attempt to impose fascism to control what you can hear, so what you hear is what they approve of. That's how the Nazis got in. And we don't need that crap. Now, that is dangerous.
Like
and that clown Obama-tang, wait a minute, let me go back when he was running for a primary in 2007 and 2008. There was a Father's Day convention in Chicago. Jesse Jackson was there, and his microphone was open, and he got in some heat because he said he needs his balls cut off, referring to Barry. And what the deal was about was Barry was up in there talking about black men, my black brothers, we are the worst in the country when it comes to paying child support. We need to do better. And that's a damn lie, because for the last 30 years, the demographic that pays its child support most regularly is the black man in America. We are head and shoulders above every other ethnic group in this country in paying it. But this bastard got on there with his jackass fake self, and he's sitting up there bad-mouthing his people, just like he is now. And what makes me angriest about this crap about black men voted the way they did because of rap artists and hip-hop is that's just a continuation of that old-time racism black folk used to hear so much of we didn't have sense enough to come up and get angry at something. It took an outside agitator to come in and agitate these otherwise peaceful Negroes, so they got up and did something, because they don't have a sense enough. They don't have enough sense to do it on their own. That's what he was saying. It's that old-time racist bullshit about black folk not having any good sense. Somebody has to show them the way. And in this case, brother, being an outside agitator, that damn fool, historically ignorant about this country, says it's rap artists. Hell, most of the black men that didn't vote the way he thought we should never heard of a damn rap artist except hearing it from their kids. But we don't listen to hip-hop.
And Judge, truth be told, the Democrats use more rap artists than Republicans.
Down and keep black out of his mouth.
That's right. Because he brought rappers to the White House, Gavin, all the Jay-Z. I can name
his best friend is Jay-Z. I mean, they brought Rick Ross.
That's just adding star list to the B-grade chick flick matinee movie.
Okay, let me say something.
Street-walking prostitute,
I don't want to use
acknowledged street-walking prostitute who used to rob her tricks by drugging them, does not speak for me as a black man.
Can I say something to the black women?
So they want to drag her in. You got that nerve, the damn hypocrites.
I got to say something here, Judge, because I got to give something to give people a warning of what's going on. As a lot of people know, this election not over, and the way it's going with all the Dominion didn't even want to come to talk today. They backed out of a meeting to talk about their fraudulent counting system. I mean, okay, if you had 18% of 20% of black men vote for Trump, and you had 8 to 10% of black women vote for Trump, right? But they keep on saying black men, black men, black men. The numbers don't even bear out. Donald Trump got more votes from every person, demographic across the board, than any Republican president. Well, actually, he's not a Republican, he's a populist. So really, to tell you the truth, you're using us as cannon fodder to get in the way for what y'all are trying to do to him and using us as the cannon fodder. And I'm just saying black women and black men need to be careful.
Well, look, Bernard, it's outright rank old-time racism to accuse black men of that. In other words, we had to be led by some equivalent to an outside agitator. That is racism. That is insulting. We ought to get pissed off and make goddamn sure that they understand what happens the next go-around. They ain't getting away with it.
Let me say,
Bishop, I didn't mean to cut you off. That's you, Bishop?
This is Bishop.
Go ahead.
This is Bishop Scott, Judge, and Bernard, and Brother Gavin, and all the rest. Naturally, Valerie, and your other guests. Let me say this.
Hello.
This nation is so full of hypocrisy. It's a downright sin. Now, this is a preacher talking, but it's true. This nation is so hypocritical. Like Bernard was saying, and we were talking about it earlier. Here you have a man that built his career from going on the internet. He was even applauded for using the internet so effectively. And now when it goes against what your agenda is, now all of a sudden it's demonized. You're being warned against it. Another thing about Obama, let me say this. Obama was the worst president, I would say, in recent, I'll say this, in my lifetime. Other than those people like Reagan, let me say this, other than Reagan and all those guys. But in terms of Democrats, there's no doubt that Obama was the worst for black folks. He was.
Right.
He still.
Can you explain that, Bernard? I mean, Bishop, because people don't get it. Can you preach that? Just stay on that for a second.
Let me explain it.
Yeah. Please,
first of all, he's done nothing for black folks. He's going to be the first black president. He's done nothing for black folks. That's the first thing. Another thing, he always talks as though we're children and he's our daddy. So I'm old enough to be his daddy almost. You know what I'm saying? And he's not, yes, it's a close age difference, but I'm almost old enough to be his daddy. So for you to be talking to me as though you're trying to reprimand me, he's always bringing us down. Everything's our fault. 2016 was our fault. We didn't vote enough. We stayed home too much. Some of us even voted for Trump. Always our fault. This time it's the rappers. Most rappers are African American. He made it clear black men have voted for Trump, alarmingly so. They're mad because they wanted to take the Senate. They're mad because they wanted to solidify the House. Neither thing happened. They lost some seats in the House. So what they was thinking that, because what they forget is this, and they're so dumb. Biden and Hillary, but in particular Biden, was not voted in as a mandate. He was voted in contrast to Trump. Trump was the one. Right. He has no policies. He has no position that he's strong with. Let me say this too, and then I'm through. He's made it clear to black America, and not just the past. I ain't talking about no 1970s. I can talk about that. I can talk about the 1986 bill about drugs that he was a part of. We can talk about 1994 and all that. Let's talk about today during this campaign. He made it clear when Ed Gordon asked him about reparations. He said, first of all, the way Ed posed it, he said if there was a condition where you would approve reparations or support reparations, this was his response. I will support reparations as long as it includes Native Americans. That's the first thing, okay?
And how much
now he's made it clear. In his first day in office, on day one, that's how he phrases it. On day one, I'm going to make sure that the LGBTQ community will be given full rights and privileges like never before. That's his priority thing. In the first 100 days, he's going to make sure that DACA and other illegal immigrants are given citizenship status. That's his first day, and that's his first 100 days. Now, the people that voted the most for him, he has nothing for, not just on day one, not just on day 100. He has nothing for you and for me in the next 4 years. There's nothing he holds as priority as it relates to African Americans. But that's typical Joe Biden. Look at some of the people he's made in his cabinet already. His chief of staff, Klain. Klain was one of the main helpers in architecting the crime bill of 1994. He's surrounded by a lot of, once again, Wall Street kind of guys. Watch this administration. If he does become president, the 46th president, you better keep your eyes on the prize because we better keep our pressure on him. And then number two, and then I'm through. And there's no rhyming intended there. Number two, I'm through. We as a people got to look after our own self-interest. We got to stop worrying about what's happening in Washington, D.C. Nothing in Washington, D.C. was ever meant for us. None of it. We were brought over here as bottom feeders. They have built this country on us being on the bottom. And so they want to maintain this country by continuing to put us on the bottom. I don't talk about no people of color. I'm not a person of color. I am an African American. I am unique amongst all the other people of color in this country. And I refuse to be included in the phrase people of color. I refuse to be considered a minority when I'm the second longest people in this country, really the second longest settlement in this country. We stayed here when we got here. Some of the other ones went back home and all that kind of stuff. We stayed here. We were brought here forcibly. We were on the bottom of the ship, and we're still on the bottom of this nation. And we got to get our eyes off of this old massa in the White House going to help me. I don't care whether the massa is Trump, whether the massa is Biden, Obama. I don't know who the massa is in the White House. We built the daggone house, and we haven't had a president to ever occupy that house. But Obama is not black. He's not Edo, certainly. He's not African-American descendant of slaves. So there's not an African-American descendant of slaves. We built the house. We actually built the city that the house sits in. Benjamin Banneker built that city, and his daddy was a former slave.
Let me say one more thing.
Amen, Bishop. Amen.
Well, let me say
I'm getting worse and worse about this thing. I'm so tired of this mess. I am so tired.
All right, guys, so I'm going to stop the audio right there. I hope and pray that you enjoyed today's episode. And of course, for those of you who are ride or die, you know that you can find the full, unedited, uncensored, unadulterated version on Patreon, patreon.com/ValerieDeniseJones, patreon.com/ValerieDeniseJones. Please join me over there. If you love this platform, you love what you hear, please consider taking some of this weight off of me because you guys know I am a one-woman show and all of this is coming out of my pocket. So please support me. Please support the channel so that we can bring you bigger guests, more content, more everything, including video, which I am preparing for as we speak. I have been editing and doing a whole bunch of stuff behind the scenes, which is why I've been AOL. Is that right? No, that's not right. It's called whatever, missing in action. That's what I mean, whatever it is. I don't know military talk, so I'm fronting, guys. I really am. Anyway, y'all can clown me down in the comment section. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I love you guys to life. But anyway, please, please, please hit the like button. Hit the like button, share, tell a friend who will tell a friend, subscribe. Please make sure that you're still signed up for the alerts. And if you really love me, you really love Judge Joe Brown, you really love this platform, aka the Judge Joe Brown Show, please hit us up on Cash App. Cash App $Valerie Denise. Cash App $Valerie Denise. Show love and support. So again, I can finally go to video because this has been quite the task. Anyway, what else? Oh, yeah. If you guys need to hit me up, please. I am finally on social media again. I know I don't push it as often, which is why the numbers are so low. But yeah, I'm over on Instagram at valeriedenise Jones. And the smaller platform is MS Valerie Denise Jones. So I think that's it. I'll see you guys in the comments section. I love you to life. Hope you're having a great day. Bye.
Today's show is sponsored by My Olive Leaf. Please visit myoliveleaf.biz to shop for olive leaf extracts, which will assist your efforts to transform your life, detox your body, increase your energy, get restful sleep, and rid your body of antiviral, antibacterial, and antifungal properties. Do not delay. Contact the MOL reps today. Please visit myoliveleaf.biz for their full line of olive leaf extracts and moringa products. Oh yeah, for those of you who would like a personal consultation, please call the MOL reps at 612-567-3263. Also visit their website and social media pages for the latest on sales, new releases, and more.
The Hurricane Report. Write it, take action, maintain freedom. Buy their mugs, hoodies, leggings. They got all kind of stuff, right? The Hurricane Report.